Microphone check 1 2. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. I'm just getting used to this this new laptop that I got. So I know y'all can't see me. Let me get this little camera going here. Bam! It's your boy, the NetworkBruh, back in the building. Haven't done a video in about I think 2 weeks or something like that. So I'm just getting back into the swing of things. Forgot about my sound effects. Again, I got a new laptop, so had to move over a couple things onto this laptop and stuff, and I'm just getting used to this new version of OBS. I guess a lot of the YouTube features are integrated within OBS, so I didn't have to really open up a new window except for the chat feature. So we got R Hall in the building. You can hear me. Appreciate that. Appreciate you for tuning in. We got Peter Hunt in the building. I see y'all showing up, man. Y'all rocking with me, man. I appreciate that, man. I haven't streamed in I don't know how long, man. Yeah, about I think 2 weeks or something like that. So I'm glad you guys are still rocking with me. We got Lavarius M in the building. Today we're just gonna do a real simple layer 3 switching lab. Where did we actually left off on a BGP lab, and I felt like I was jumping all over the place because yeah, we stayed on OSPF topics, or yeah, we did some OSPF videos and labs for a good 3, almost 4 weeks or something like that. And then all of a sudden, boom, we were jumping to BGP, and I didn't like that transition. So if we look at where the labs at? Labs. Let's see, view, Windows, labs. See what we've gone through so far, right? Not the CCNA ones. We're doing the Encore Labs. If this is the first time you're tuning in on this channel, right? We've done all of these that are in the green check mark. The ones that are in the red check mark, no, we didn't skip those, or we didn't get those wrong or anything like that. It's just that we got the lab working, but we didn't get it working the way they wanted it. So it didn't grade us. And I was just like, man, you know what? We got it working. That's all that matters right now. So that's why I left those red and I just moved on to the next one. So we did all these that are green check mark, and like I said, I didn't like the way they did this ordering here, right? So they had us do an OSPF lab here, and then we launched a couple other applications like GNS3 and did some OSPF labs on there, packet tracer, etc., even G, and then we did some OSPF labs, and then we went in one BGP lab, and then now we're doing layer 3 switching. So I said, you know what, fuck this, man. I'm just gonna stay in the order they gave us in, and then we'll just knock NetSim labs out of the way, and then we'll jump onto the lab manual that the Cisco Networking Academy has, right? So we'll get through all of these topics, and maybe I'll sprinkle in a couple some GNS3 labs or something like that. But I don't know. I just don't know what order I really wanted to go in for this channel. So I guess Ezekiel said Felix Ode. Is that your name, I guess? Let me know. Peter Hunt said he's going to start Encore next week, and I feel like I know so many of the OSPF v3 commands already. That's what's up, man. Yeah, we did some OSPF version 3 labs videos, probably like last month sometime. Like I said, we did, where were we? You know what? We skipped it over here. They didn't throw any OSPF version 3 labs in here. I think we went to the NRC and jumped in OSPF version 3 down here. That's what happened. So we did some OSPF version 3 down here. And that's the other thing too, right? Because this is split up into, remember, there's two exams that this application has that they have labs for. So there's the Encore labs right there. And then let's go ahead and collapse this, right? And then we have the NRC labs, and then they have the version 3 labs, OSPF version 3 labs, right? Which is for IPv6. They're in the NRC section, right? So that's why I felt like I was hopping all over the place, man. I'm not too sure what order I really want to go in. I'm just doing whatever for this channel, I guess. You know, like I said, I don't have to take these exams until like the end of next year, so I got plenty of time to bullshit with y'all. So give us a couple minutes for some people to tune in. I see we got a bunch of new subscribers. This OBS version lets me know the new subscribers. So if you're not tuned in to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, right? And I'll let you know. Actually, I'll just go ahead and give you a shout out, because then I'll be able to see who the new subscribers are. I didn't really know how to, get that information until I logged into YouTube, and then I can see who the new subscribers are. But apparently, OBS has all of that, integrated right into it, so I don't have to log into YouTube to get that. So it's pretty cool, man. So what else was I saying? That's where I learned them from. From Boson NetSim? Is that where you got them from? Oh, you mean from this channel? Oh, appreciate that. I hope that's what you meant. But yeah. So like I said, if you're not tuning to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We got AO in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. You get a couple of bruhs for that one. I haven't seen you in a while. I know you haven't seen me in a while either, right? So yeah, I'm trying to, my goal, in case you just tuned into this channel, my goal is to try to get to 5,000 subscribers. I've been saying that for the past couple months, and I'm about 300 something away, 300 something subscribers away. And then I will be giving away a copy of this application that we use to kind of study these topics, right? It's called Boson NetSim. And the good folks at Boson gave me kind of like a demonstration copy for this, so I can demo on my channel and stuff, and let them know how awesome their applications are, right? So once I get to 5,000 subscribers, I'll be gifting this a copy of this away, and y'all can kind of basically do this along with me on the live streams and stuff, right? So, did I close that window? I guess I did. Where is my chat window now? I might have closed my chat window. No, I didn't. There it is, right there. All right. AO said, heck yeah, I've been winding down on 3 certs I'm studying for. That's, man, 3 certs, man, my head would be spinning, man. I feel like I'm overwhelmed with just the Encore and an RC exams, man. So I guess technically I'm studying for 2 of them, but I only need to take 1. A+, so you're taking the trifecta, man. Network Plus, Sec Plus, and A+. That's crazy. Yeah, I took A+ 2012, and then I took, back then they had 2 exams. I don't know if it's still like that now. And then I took the Network Plus, and after that I was just like, I got an IT job, so I was like, I don't need to take any more of these certs, and I didn't really want to get into security. Oddly enough, now I do. So, but yeah, Sec Plus is a good cert to take if you want to get into like DoD or any kind of security clearance jobs. They usually ask for that. We're gonna wait for a couple more people to tune in, and then we'll start the lab. This will be a real quick lab, right? So I just wanted to read one current event for y'all. U.S. government will slap contractors with civil lawsuits for hiding breaches. I don't know what companies are doing that. Maybe some of them are not necessarily hiding them, right? Because sometimes with these 0-day attacks, they don't, give a press release because they don't want to give too much, information on these vulnerabilities. Because then now that's going to spread like wildfire, right? I forgot what company that happened with, where they were just like, they gave information about the vulnerability on their application, and then a lot of these hackers learned about it, and then they proceeded to exploit it, right? So that's the reason why they don't necessarily hide them, but they just don't, broadcast like, hey, we've been breached. You may want to update or whatever, right? And here's the vulnerabilities. Here's how people are doing it. Because you're kind of educating the masses in a way on how to hack into their systems. So I don't know, but they're apparently they're going to be slapping contractors with lawsuits. Civil cyber fraud initiative mandates data breach reporting for government contractors. In a groundbreaking initiative announced by the Department of Justice this week, federal contractors will be sued if they fail to report a cyber attack or data breaches. The newly introduced civil cyber fraud initiative will leverage the existing False Claims Act to pursue contractors and grant recipients involved in what the DOJ calls cybersecurity fraud. Usually, the False Claims Act is used by the government to tackle civil lawsuits over false claims made in relation to federal funds and property connected with government programs. Cyber contractors choose silence for too long. I forgot what company did that. Remember, there was one that kept it on the hush for a while, and then they let everybody know that they've been breached. But 9 times out of 10, it's because they don't want to educate people on how to hack into their systems. Really, we got Princess C in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. Say good evening, sir. Good evening to you as well. I'm in a meeting, but I wanted to stop through and show some love. Appreciate that. I got a new laptop. That's why I've been out of hiatus and having to put all these applications on here. And I got a new version of OBS, having to get used to that. And what else? A lot of stuff at work. Just busy at work. A lot of new stuff I'm learning. So let's go ahead and get started. Layer 3 switching. Configure DSW3 switches for routing. Readdress. This should be real easy. Matter of fact, I kind of did a practice run already. Let me pull up the topology right here, right? So we got the access layer. Oops. Let's get my little crayon here. No, let me go with a brush. And we'll pick the color red. We got the access layer right here. Bloop. We got the distribution layer right here. And no, we don't have the internet or anything like that, wide area network. So we're just going to be working with the local area network. Got this PC sitting in VLAN 1, that PC sitting in VLAN 12. We basically want to try to, as you can see, we got a VLAN 1, what am I saying here? VLAN, I think it's a VLAN 11 interface right here, and a VLAN 11 passing through there, and then VLAN 12 passing through here and in here. But then we need those two. Remember, since we have two local area networks that are in two separate VLANs, they won't be able to talk to each other because they're logically separated, right? At layer 2. I'm not gonna read all this to y'all, so that's just the topology right here. We got some basic commands right here, right? I'm going to global config mode, IP addressing and stuff like that. I think we're gonna do a quick EIGRP setup right here. And here are the tasks. We got how many tasks for this lab? 13 tasks. So we should be able to knock this one out. On PS1. Video game head over here, right? P1 ASW1, which is this switch right over here. Bloop. And P2 ASW2. Configure the VLAN 1 interface with the appropriate address, IP address, which is right over here, right? That's the, basically we want to create a SVI, right? Which is switched virtual interface, is what we use to do routing for an interface, right? How do I say that? I need a better description than that. That was poor. A switched virtual interface is a logical interface. So we have like these actual ports, right, that are on here like that, right? The little holes right there on the actual switch, right? And then layer 3 is kind of like a virtual one. That's basically what it is. So it'll do the same thing, but it'll be virtual, and we're gonna put an IP addressing on it, so we'll be able to do layer 3 routing and stuff on it. And then we want to give it these IP addresses right here for their respective switches. So we'll P1. We're gonna go to this one first, the one that had a circle over here. Bloop, 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 bloop. I ain't see y'all in a minute, man. Y'all let me know what y'all studying for. I know what's his name? Is it Peter? Said he's studying. No, AO said he's studying for the CompTIA exams. Power Nodshell said, "Where's the free Boson? Where's my 5,000 subscribers? Goddamn it! I said I was gonna give it away when I get to 5,000 subscribers, but I'm almost there, man. But appreciate you for tuning in, Power Nodshell, man. Let me close this window right here, and we'll log into this switch. Good question though, man. I've been saying I was gonna give it away for the longest, man. I know he's like, man, where's that free application you say he's gonna give away, man? We'll go to global config mode, and we're gonna go to interface VLAN 1, right? We said that's an SVI, and give him the IP address that is listed in the addressing guide right here. So 172.16.1.10 with a /24 subnet. So IP address is 172. Address 172.16.1.10. And then the subnet mask of /24, which is 255.255.0, right? We don't have to no shut. That should all automatically come up, right? And Boson, you on real hardware, you'll get a notification saying, that interface turned up, right? But this is fake, right? We got to do the same thing on the other guy, which is bloop, over here. Give him that interface VLAN right there, right? On this one, we gave him this VLAN 1, and then we're on this one, we're going to give him this one, right? So let's go to P2. I keep saying PS. Let me move this over. Bloop. 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 Move that over. So that way I can go back and forth between the two, right? Go to this switch. Go to user exec. We're in user exec mode. We'll go to global config mode. And then go to interface VLAN 1. Right, real easy stuff. We've done this before. We've done more complicated stuff than this, but y'all know I've been on a hiatus, so we're just gonna crawl before we walk again, and give him the IP address of 1.20, 172.16.1.20 /24 subnet .0. What else did they say? That's all they said. Configure interface VLAN 1 with the appropriate IP address. On P1 ASW1 and PS AW2, configure the appropriate default gateway. So we got this default gateway right there for ASW1 and this default gateway for ASW2, right? What's the default gateway, right? That's an address. It is a way for us to get out of our network, right? So we want, what's the default gateway? We said we was going to give them 1.100 and 1.200, which are these guys right here, the VLAN 1, that one, and that one. Let's go to, yeah, that switch. That's going to be his default gateway. And then this one is going to be his default gateway over there, right? Basically, that switch is going to be his way to get out of the network, right? This guy. Actually, let's start with ASW1. And we do that with, we got to get out of the interface config mode. We just say IP default gateway and give them the IP address of 172.16.1. What was it? 100. And then give the other guy 1.200. IP default gateway 172.16.1.200, right? Is that what I said? Yes, 200. And then I want to show y'all something real quick. We do a show IP route. We can't do that route command, right? Why is that? Because it's a layer 2 switch. So that's why you can't run this command. We go to distribution layer switches, right? So now we just worked on the access layer switches. Now let's go to the distribution layer switches and give them the appropriate addresses that you see right there at the bottom, right? These right here. That's interface VLAN 1 and interface VLAN 12 and interface VLAN 11 on the other side, right? Y'all see that? Power Sit Nashell said, dang, don't worry, man. Just keep tuning in, man. Wait till that 5,000 subscriber, and then I'll do a giveaway. I did a giveaway a long time ago on this channel. You study for the CCNP core. Oh, so the Encore exam. That's what's up. Yeah, a lot of these topics come from the Encore exam. I think I saw your Instagram clip. Oh, which one? I don't even remember. I've logged into Instagram, but I haven't really posted a lot on there. I'll pay for it. Just give me a discount code. Oh, I do have a discount code, do I? I don't think they gave me a discount code, but there is a discount code that you can use, and I think it'll be like 10 to 15% off. You can actually Google it and find it, but once I get it, once I get this through this lab, I'll get it to you. But there's definitely like a 10 to 15% code. But I'll give it to you for free if you get to my 5,000 subscriber, man. So let's go to P1, DSW1, which is that guy at the bottom. Bloop. I moved him over. Messed all the topology right there. Let's go to global config mode. Enable global config. And we said interface VLAN 1 and give him the IP address of 1.100, right? We gave the other guy 1.10. 1.20 over here, right? IP address of 172.16.1.100 and the subnet mask of /24.0, right? Y'all with me so far, right? This is the interface VLAN 1 for this switch right here. Bloop. I think I made that too thick, but it's all good. It's all good, right? And then we got to do an interface VLAN 11 and give him this IP address right here. Right, y'all with me so far? If you got any questions, let me know. Interface, let's get out of this and just do interface. I don't have to do that, but I just do that for any of the newbies, right? Interface VLAN 11 and give him the IP address of, and notice now we got this little interface that came up, right? That was the message I was looking for, but the other one was already up, that's why. So IP address of 172.16.11.100, subnet mask of /24, I believe, as well, 255.0. Let's look at the address guide to verify. Yes, /24. So these are all /24, right? Y'all see that? Now, 11.100. So let's do the same thing on DSW2. So we got to do the same thing. Put these addresses right here on this switch right here. Right? So let's go to DSW2, which is that right there. All right? And go to privilege exec mode with enable, global config mode with configure terminal, interface VLAN 1. We said that address was 172.16.1.200, right? IP address, address. Real easy stuff real quick, man. Real easy stuff. We'll get to the hard stuff again in a little bit. 200 /24 0 and interface VLAN 11. No, sorry, not 11. 12 on this one. I could have made a mistake right there, right? VLAN 12. We should get a message right there letting us know it came up. IP address of, what is it? Right there. You see it? 172.16.12.200, right? So IP 172.16.12.200 /24 subnet.0. Let's check our work. Show IP interface brief. Let's exclude unassigned. 1.200 and 12.200. right? That looks good so far, right? Right? We always want to verify. Like my boss, I hear my boss today. He did that today at work, right? Did you verify? I deployed a switch and it couldn't SSH into it. I felt like it was a rush job, but that's no excuse. Pipe, exclude unassigned. We got 1.100, 11.100. So that looks all good. What else? Yeah, that's all. That's good. The next thing we want to do, he said, bro, let's get that bag. Yeah, let's get that paper, man. Let's get that paper, man. Doing great, bro. Omar to show Alowadare. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, man, but appreciate you for tuning in. We got Muhammad in the building, checking in from Malaysia. Damn, y'all checking in. Y'all rocking with me today, man. I appreciate that, man. I know it's been a minute since I done some live streams and stuff. Like I said, I've been out of hiatus. Got a new laptop. A lot of stuff at work that I had to do. So we're going to try to get back into it, man. You help me get to 5,000 subscribers. I'll be gifting away a copy of this application so y'all can do it with me, man. Verify that each workstation can ping its default gateway. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have this PC can ping his default gateway, which lies on that switch. And this PC, you guessed it, should be able to ping that switch, which is his default gateway, right? So let's start off with PC1 or P1 PC1. They come up with these host names over here, right? So let's do what's the default gateway? It should be this one right here, right? 16.1.100, right? So let's verify though, right? Verify. IP config. We'll see that's his default gateway. Not 1.100, it's 11.100. See, I'm glad I did that. Ping 172.16.11.100, and we can. So we are able to ping that guy, right? Now let's see if we can. This guy can ping that guy right there. Bloop, right? PC2. IP config just to verify what that default gateway is 12.200. Ping that 172.16.12.200. And we got a reply. Good to go. PS said transport input SSH. Yeah, I know, but that wasn't even the problem, man. It has something to do with TACACS, and I configured something wrong. I can't remember what it was. I don't remember if it was login local or something. I can't remember. But it was, in my defense, it was a rush job. So my CCNP and CCNA expire. Can I just jump in CCNP core without starting over from CCNA? Yes, you can, Power Nutshell. You don't have to take. There's no prerequisites for the CCNP exam anymore. It used to be back in the day where you had to have the CCNA before you can take any subsequent exam. But now you could jump right into the CCIE exam, lab exam, if you really wanted to, if you know your stuff. But yeah, they got rid of the prerequisites. So good question. The next step, question 5. We got 13, right? We're at 5 out of 13. Attempt to ping the VLAN 1 interface on the ASWs from P1 PC1 and P1 PC2. Were the pings successful? So now they want us to ping the VLAN 1 interface on the ASWs, which is, let me get rid of all this, third grade writing. So the PC, that is, you would think it should be able to ping that VLAN 1 interface on the switch that it's directly connected to. Can he do that? That right there. And it lies on that switch. Same thing with this guy. This PC, they want him to ping, if I can draw, that interface VLAN 1 interface, that VLAN 1 interface, right? From that PC. You would think it would because it's directly connected, right? Attempt to ping the VLAN 1 on the ASWs. Were the ping successful? Why or why not, right? I guess you can kind of tell. What was the AS1? It's 1.10. 16.1.10, right? See that? There's the address right there. 16.1.10. Can he ping that? Let's go to PC1 right there. Ping 172.16.1. What I said? 1.10. And praying to the network gods. We don't like to see requests timed out. And it looks like it failed, right? Anybody know why? He said, wait, so people can get the CCIE without any prerequisites. Now you can. Yes, you can. I don't even think you need to take a written exam or nothing now. You can just jump right into it. I'm sharing this ASAP. That's what's up, man. Appreciate that, man. Get some people to subscribe to this channel, man. Like I said, I'll be doing a giveaway. What was I going to say? Yeah, they got rid of all of that stuff, man. Wouldn't be really wise if you don't think you really know your stuff. But if you know your stuff, they say, hey, why not? They like to see people fail because that's more money for them, right? But yeah, they got rid of all those prerequisites, man. The next, do the same thing on the other switch. You can probably guess it'll fail too, right? I mean, on the other switch, ping 172.16.1. What is it? 1.20. 20. Get on our knees, pray to the network gods. That one failed too, right? So why or why not? Anybody know why they can't ping the VLAN 1 interface? I'll give you a hint. They are members of a specific VLAN. See, notice, look at this PC. Why can't he reach the VLAN 1 interface? And why can't he reach the VLAN 1 interface on that guy? While y'all figure that out and put it in the chat, I'm going to move on to question 6. Question 6 is on P1 DSW1. Enable IP routing. So on the distribution switches, these guys right here, that's distribution switch, and this is the other distribution switch. They said enable IP routing. Let's take a look at what happens. Let's verify if it is enabled, right? How we do that? A good way to do it is just look and see if there's a routing table. Show IP routes. When there's not, when routing is not enabled, you'll see this right here. ICMP redirect cache is empty. Default gateway is not set. And y'all know how a routing table looks like, right? If you're not, you'll be able to see how it looks like right now. He said need to trunk. I don't think so. Peter Hunt, I like Peter Hunt's answer. No routing enabled. And they even said right there, enable routing on those switches there. So I think Peter Hunt is right because routing is not enabled on the distribution layer. Here's the clue. Notice this PC is in VLAN 1. But the interface is VLAN 11. I misspoke there. But the interface that we're trying to ping is VLAN 1, right? VLAN 11, VLAN 1. So they don't match. They're not in the same VLAN. So in order for a device that's in one VLAN wants to talk to another device that's in another VLAN, we got to have some kind of routing between the two, right? Because they're logically separated at layer 2. So and you guessed it, this PC is in VLAN 11. Since that one's in VLAN 12, he won't be able to talk to this guy unless we have some kind of routing enabled between the two. We just checked this one right here. Routing is not even enabled on it, right? How we know? Because we did show IP route and it says default gateway is not set. And y'all seen how a routing table looks like, right? If not, you'll be able to see it now. Let's do the other switch and see if routing is enabled on there. Show IP route. It's not enabled, right? How do we enable it? Anybody know? Peter Hunt said different VLANs need routing configured, static or dynamic. Exactly. Peter Hunt's answer was correct. That's the reason why the PC can't ping that VLAN 1 interface. I like this version of OBS, man. The chats come quicker. I can see y'all y'all answers and stuff real quick. And all of it is integrated within. Let me see. I just can't type in there for some reason though. It says I got to sign in the chat, but it pops up in another window. So let me see. You can do that again. Yeah, probably because you got to have a new version. A paid version. I don't know. But yeah, P Hunt's answer is I like that answer. So we're gonna enable routing on those two switches right here, right? These two switches. So right now they're layered, so they're just strictly layer 2 switching, right? They're not doing any kind of routing, and we have two VLANs on here. In order for devices to be able to talk to each other, we need to have routing enabled, right? So let's go ahead and do that. We go to global config mode, if I can spell it correctly. Let's go to DSW1 first. So I like to go in order. Global config mode, and we say IP routing. Yeah, Peter Hunt got that one correct too. You just on a roll today, man. You like that kid that's sitting in front of the class that gives the teacher the apple, man. I like that answer though. Yes, it's IP routing. IP routing command on the layer 3 switch. Exactly. So IP routing, that turns it on, right? So this is what it looks like, the routing table. This lets you know when routing is not enabled. That's how it looks like, right? When it is enabled, we do a show IP route again, ship IP route, show IP routes. You'll see a legend at the top with a bunch of codes on how we learned about the routes and stuff like that. It'll say whether we have a default gateway set or not. And we'll see our routing table. Best routes we know to these different networks. That's what a routing table looks like, and that's how we know it's turned on. If anybody knows another way that lets us know whether routing is enabled or not, let me know. But this is the only way I know. Just pull up a routing table, show IP route. Just do the same thing on this guy, right? See how it's not on? It's not enabled. I think we do show IP protocols. Let's try that. Show IP protocols. I think that's another way right there. I think. No. Let me see. Show IP protocols. I think so. I don't know. Let's see. Do global config mode and say IP routing. And then do show IP protocols. No, that ain't it. But if you do show IP route now you see that's how you know the routing is enabled on the router. He said, never was that kid, was the pain in the ass. So Peter, you sat in the back of the class there just talking shit and throwing spitballs and stuff, right? It's all good though. So that's, if anybody knows another way to let us know whether routing is enabled or not, that's the only way I know. So you show IP route. Next question. We verified routing is enabled with show IP routes. From P1, PC1, attempt to ping the VLAN 1 interface on ASW1 1.10. The ping should now be successful. So we're going to try to ping. We're going to do the same thing this time, right? We're going to try to ping the VLAN 1 interface on this switch, right? On this switch right here. Bloop. And then see if we can get a reply. And he said theoretically we should get a reply. Let's go to the SW. I'm sorry, the PC, which is up here somewhere. Let's just zoom out. Bloop, 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 bloop. We'll just zoom out. Bloop. I need to put my snowball mic so y'all can. It's better sound. Actually, I just clicked the up arrow. 1.10. Pray to the network gods. And we got a reply. This is what we like to see here, right? 5 exclamation points. So basically, even though he's directly connected to the switch, you would think, oh, if he's directly connected to it, he should be able to ping the VLAN 1 interface that's on it, right? But no, he's on VLAN 11. He can't ping anything on VLAN 1, even though it's the default VLAN. It's a different VLAN, and routing is not enabled on this switch. So what he would have to do is go to his default gateway. This guy has routing enabled on it, and he has both VLANs, and then it goes right back to the switch, and that's how he's able to ping the VLAN 1 interface. Right? Really simple concept for layer 3 switching. He said, are you using Packet Tracer? No, Dave. Appreciate you for tuning in, though. Shout out to Dave. I'm using Boson NetSim. Y'all know the application. I said I'm going to give away once I get to 5,000 subscribers. And yes, I'm going to keep saying that and beating it to y'all heads until I get that. Peter Hunt said I'm using Boson NetSim. Yes. TP in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. You're laughing at me. Y'all know I'll just be talking shit, man. I just try to make it fun while we learn this stuff. So, next question. He said it's now enabled, right? Or now should be successful on P1 DSW1. So now we're going on the distribution switches. And P2 DSW2. I keep wanting to say PS1 and PS2. Well, I used to be a video game head. Display the routing table to verify that all of the VLAN routes are present. Let's see. We'll go to the DSW1 and do a show IP. We already did that, right? It's right here. We have a VLAN 1 interface on this guy. This guy, another VLAN 1, not one interface, but like a routes to the VLAN 1. Routes to VLAN 1 network, right? VLAN 11 network right here. VLAN 11 network right here. So we're good to go there. These are routes that are directly connected to us and locally, and interfaces that are locally like configured. On this switch right here, we have one for VLAN 1, and VLAN 12. Right? Pay attention to that one. We got VLAN 1 and 11 here and 1 and 12 here. Right? So we don't necessarily have both VLANs on both switches, right? So now what they want us to do, from P1 PC1, which is this switch right here, or this PC, bloop, attempt to ping PC2, 172.16.12.1. Was the ping successful? Why or why not? So now they want us to have this PC that I circled to ping this PC, right? Whether he's going to go this way to ping it that way or this way and ping him that way. Right? Pay attention to these colors and who has routing enabled and stuff like that, right? Can he ping it? Y'all think it's going to work? Y'all let me know. They said, are the commands about the same? Yeah, they're pretty much the same. I'm trying to think what's different with this. It's just the feel. Remember, this Boson NetSim is a simulator, so it just simulates the environment of a real switch. So it's It's a fake ass application, but it gives you enough to pass the exam and stuff like that, and to get a good feel of it. So that way you ain't got to have a bunch of old hardware like me. You can just have these labs pulled up and stuff like that, and you'll be able to practice the commands and the show commands and stuff like that. Get a good feel for the application, but it's not real. It's a simulator, as opposed to an emulator like GNS3 or even G and stuff like that. Those are the actual. It emulates the environment, and those are the actual images and stuff like that, but it's not real hardware. Nothing will beat real hardware, in my opinion. So, just nobody want to have a collection of old, routers and switches like I do. I just like collecting this stuff. So that's just me. Lavarius said no. I agree with you, Lavarius. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna work either. Probably because they have a whole bunch of more questions and stuff down here. But do you know why though? Right? Why would he not be able to ping that guy? And why would not he be able to ping the other guy? Maybe he'll take this way and go that way and ping it. Let's see. Let's try it anyway. But I agree with Lavarius. I don't think it's going to work, right? So we'll have him ping PC2 172.16.12.1, right? So ping 172.16.12.1. Destination host unreachable. We got a reply though from what? 16.11.100, which is what? My default gateway. So we got a reply from this right here. Right? I'm sorry. It's the VLAN 11. So we got a reply from that interface right there. So we tried to ping this guy. Let's do it this way. We tried to ping this guy that way, right? Or maybe he went that way. Who knows? But it said, let's do it that way. Try to go this way. And then we got a reply from the default gateway saying destination host unreachable. So that when you see this, you got a reply, but we didn't get a reply from who we wanted to reply from. We got a reply from the default gateway saying the destination host is unreachable. That's why it says 100% lost. So Lavarius is correct. We couldn't reach that other PC. The reason why is because, again, they're in two separate VLANs. He's in VLAN 11 and he's in VLAN 12. And this switch doesn't know about VLAN 11 network. Let go of that. He doesn't know about the VLAN 11 network. And then this switch doesn't know about the VLAN 12 network. That guy right there. So they don't know about each other's remote networks. If that makes any sense, right? So let's go ahead and what else they want us to do here on P1 DSW1 and P1 DSW2 enable EIGRP. You know what that is, right? It's routing protocol. We've done this a million times on my channel. It's a dynamic routing protocol that we use to kind of like share routes, but it's Cisco proprietary. It uses port number 88. There's so many facts we can go over with this, but use autonomous system number 100. So they want us to turn on EIGRP so that way we can share routes with this, right? So we go to global config mode. We say router EIGRP to turn it on, right? They said AS100. Now we're in router config mode. S-Move said no, and you was correct too. And that's because they don't know about each other's networks. That's the main reason why. The networks, we're going to need a network statement, right? We're going to need a network statement. What network statement can we use so that way this switch will be able to know about the pretty much the 1612 network, which sits back here, right? He don't know about the 1612. Remember, he don't know about the 1612 network. Remember, we'll go to DSW1. Go to DSW1 and do a show IP route. He only knows about the 11.0 network, which is directly connected to him. What's a good network statement we can use for the to know about the 12.0 network? Well, y'all think about that. Let's pull up one more current event, and then I'll put it in there. This is pretty old news. Let me refresh real quick, though. Can I refresh? Let me refresh. That can't be the latest one they got in here. That might be, though. Twitch source code, creator earnings, exposing a 125 gigabit leak. Who cares? Because I don't have Twitch, and even if I did, it's not like I have a gazillion subscribers and I've been making a lot of money on YouTube or Twitch or anything like that. So basically all the people that, that streams in Twitch, all of their earnings were leaked. So we know who all the big Twitch streamers, how much money they make. And they put this information out available for the public. Twitch blames a server configuration change, they put it in quotation marks, for the massive data leak. Live video broadcasting service Twitch has been hit by a massive hack that exposed 125 gigabytes of the company's data. In a 4chan thread post and removed Wednesday, an anonymous user shared a torrent file of the data dump. The dump contains the company's source code and details of the money earned by Twitch creators. Okay, yeah, so the source code is what kind of scares me. An anonymous user claimed to leak 125 gigabits data lifted from 6,000 internal Twitch Git repositories. The forum poster mocked Amazon's acquisition of Twitch, writing, Jeff Bezos paid $970 million for this. We're giving it away for free. I swear, man, hackers, man, they be having a sense of humor, man. They have a sense of humor, and it's just like, imagine if they just put that same energy towards just something positive, man. We probably have the cure for the coronavirus right about now, man. That's just crazy. But yeah, that happened last week. I like Pete's network statement, 172.16.0.0. Yes, and match the first 2 octets with that subnet mask. But it's Class B, and I don't think we won't necessarily have to use that wildcard mask, but that's optional. Yes, we can use that. Lazy network statement. It is, but it'll catch it. I like that one. Dave said, more importantly, the source code. Yes, exactly. That's what I just realized right now. The source code. I was like, man, who cares? They know how much people are making. Oh, wait, the source code too? Oh, yeah. That's big news right there. That opens a lot of doors for hacking. Yes, a lot of doors. So, yeah, I didn't realize that until now, till I read that article. That's crazy, though, man. I like Pete's network statement. Let's go with that. Network command 172.16.0.0. This is a Class B subnet, so we don't necessarily have to put that wildcard mask. That's optional. I don't think we need to do that. Hackers be like, I can't find a job. Oh, well, I'll create one. Don't they? It's just like, man, I don't know. They're just like felons, and there's a lot of jobs that are not hiring them. They're just like, man, fuck this, man. I'd rather sit at my mom's house and just like, that's funny though, man. So for those switches to communicate, you just log onto the desired VLAN and IP route the other interface VLAN. For those two switches to communicate, you just log onto the desired VLAN and IP route to the other VLAN. You could do that too. That would be static IP routing. But this lab called for a dynamic route. So we're just gonna kind of like learn the new route dynamically, and that's why they have us using EIGRP route. But Dave, you're correct. We could have also done just IP route and then like 0.0.0.0 and then put the next hop of the other IP address to get to the other network. We could do that, but it's just a little bit more manual labor to do that because it's static routing. So, and the way these labs work, they want you to do it exactly how they did it for you to get graded. Because remember, there's a grading feature here. The grade, where is it? Right there. I think he's pushed. Oh, yeah, there it is right there. Grade lab, and then they want you to do it exactly how they did it for you to get an A, basically. They can route donations. I think you meant destinations to a different account. Oh, they can route donations to a different account, gain GPS locations from like, oh wow, that is just crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm glad I don't got Twitch. That's crazy, man. Even though I need the stream on there, I should. I'm tempted to do it, but not with that breach, man. That's just crazy. They just gonna see pennies in my account anyway. So, network 172.6. I like Pete's network statement. Let's go to DSW2. Do the same thing. Global config mode, router, EIGRP. They said ASN 100. We'll give the network statement that he said, which was 172.16.0.0. Remember, we could put the wildcard mask if we want to, but it's already Class B, so we don't necessarily have to put 0.0 to match the first 2 octets. Class B is going to be the first 2 octets anyway. 172.16.0 network. So we press enter. We should theoretically see a neighbor, and yeah, he does have a neighbor. We do a show IP EIGRP neighbor. So basically, these 2 switches right here at the bottom. Let's do this. Let's do it this way. These two switches right here, the distribution switch number 1 and distribution switch number 2, became neighbors using EIGRP, right? A routing protocol that we're familiar with. It's proprietary, but it's open source and uses protocol number 88. I don't know any other features. I don't know. Says hello every 10 seconds, right? And the uptime for the neighbor, they became neighbors for approximately 8 seconds. We refresh, you'll see now they've been neighbors for 41 seconds. So these two become EIGRP neighbors. And what happens is when they become neighbors, they'll be like, oh, you speak EIGRP? Yeah, I speak EIGRP too. Oh, that's great, man. Well, I know this route. Do you know how to get there? No. So he gives him his route, and then he knows about another route that he don't know about. So now they know how to get. So now this guy right here tells him about that network, and then PSW1 tells him about this network, right? So he tells him about that network and vice versa. That's how they be able to share routes. And now if we look at the routing table, no matter how it looked like before, we only knew about what was directly connected to us. We don't know about the remote networks. Now we do a show IP route. This is from switch 2's perspective, right? Show IP route. Now we also have this route that's indicated by a D. What did the D let us know? It's not defense or that other word. I don't want to get flagged on my channel. The D lets us know it is an EIGRP route, right? If we look at the legend at the top. And then now he knows about the 11.0 network. It's the administrative distance. By default, is 90. That's the metric. How do we learn about it? The next hop over from the other switch, right? Which is that right there. Bloop. So now, what's the next thing they want us to do? Allow time for the network to converge. We did because I talked so much. We looked at the routing table from PC1, P1 PC1 attempt to ping PC2. The ping should succeed. So now we'll do what was it again? Is this what EIGRP is? Yes. Can those hackers route? Let me see. Hold on. I gotta catch up with y'all. Oh yeah, LiveLabs in a bikini, big dollars, man. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Can you imagine? OnlyFans doing LiveLabs. I don't know. Can those hackers route Twitch subscribers to NetworkBruh's YouTube so we can get that? That would be cool, all right? Everybody start, watching my channel and it's just like, yo, he's giving away a bunch of stuff, man. That would be funny though. That would be funny. Yeah, trip, man. So now we're gonna have this PC try to ping that PC, right? And since they know about each other's routes, they should theoretically be able to ping each other, right? So now let's go to PC1 and try to ping, what was that address? It's over here. That address right there, 1612.1. So this guy is gonna try to ping that address right there. And theoretically we should ping 172.16.12.1. Is that what I said it was? Yes, 12.1. Get on our knees, pray to the network gods, and we got a reply. Good to go. I typically stream Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's been a minute since I've been streaming, right? I think I took like a 2-week hiatus because I got a new laptop, a project at work, and sometimes it just be feeling like work to kind of stream. So I just be like tired, like, oh God, I got to stream. But for the most part, this is kind of fun for me. And y'all joking in the chat and stuff like that. It just makes it fun for me. So I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Share this, these streams and stuff like that, and try to get some people to join. It makes it for a better learning environment and stuff like that, and makes it more fun. Plus, I want to give away a copy of this so that way we can all do it together. Dave, I had a lesson on this last week, but I didn't really understand it. That's cool. Yeah, I hope this lab helped you out, man. I hope you understand now, right? Because the reason why, let's do a quick breakdown. This PC sat in VLAN 11. This PC sat in VLAN 12. So they're in two separate, what's called virtual local area networks. So they're separated. They're separated logically, if that makes any sense. They're not physically, though they're physically separated too, but they're in two separate VLANs. In order for a switch that's in one VLAN to be able to talk to another switch in another device in another VLAN, they need to have some sort of routing enabled. This was a layer 2 switch, that was layer 2, that was layer 2, and that was layer 2. So we turned on routing over here and turned on routing over here. But this switch right here, didn't know about the network that's sitting over here, and then that switch didn't know about the network that was sitting over here, that network. in order for them to be able to know about each other's networks, we turned on enabled EIGRP, so that way they know about each other's routes. And then now anything that's in, and now this switch has knowledge about this network and knows how to get there. And then same thing with this switch, he knows about knowledge about that network, and that's how they were able to get the two VLANs to be able to talk to each other. So that's just a real quick rundown of how we got the lab to work. He said, my professor was talking about something to do with EIGRP and making switches into routers. And that's exactly what we did. That's a good question there. So it's a layer, it was a switch, but it has the capabilities of also routing, which allows us to take packets from one network and and send it off to another network. So we had to turn on layer 3 with that IP routing command. So that's what basically what we did. That's what your professor was talking about. And there's multiple ways to share routes. EIGRP is just one of them. We can also do OSPF, ISIS. BGP is another routing protocol that we could use, but we wouldn't really use that on the local area network. But a layer 3 switch, yes, exactly. Pete's answering the question. Man, this is why I fuck with you, Pete, man. He always answers the questions in this. So just read his answer over there. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We finished right at the hour there. This usually takes us about an hour or two. If we don't mess up the lab, we usually finish right at the hour. So for now,